Hi, I'm Toga, and today I have for you a 20-minute restorative class. In this class, we'll be mostly on our back in a supine position. We'll start with a supine restorative version of tree, and then we'll move into sort of a variation on legs up the wall or legs on a chair. And those will be the only two poses we're doing today. And for that, you'll need a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can use a couch cushion, 2 blocks, and maybe a blanket for just some extra support and some extra comfort. So if you're ready, you can get started. You can either do a little bit of centering, so you can either start in a comfortable seated position, or if you'd like to lie down right away, you are welcome to do that too. So wherever you are, we bring some awareness to your breath and to your body. You can softly gaze down the tip of your nose, or you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Bring some awareness to the parts of your body that are touching the mat. See if you can imagine a little bit of heaviness in those points of contact, as if you could really root down into the earth and sink a little bit deeper. If it feels comfortable for you, you can start to bring some awareness to your breathing as well. You don't have to change your breath. Just bring some observation. Maybe identifying the quality of your breath, the cadence, the depth of it today. Maybe your inhales are a bit shorter. Maybe your exhales are a little longer. Maybe they're equal. Wherever you're at today, give yourself permission to meet yourself there. And when you're ready, if your eyes were closed, you can slowly blink them open. And then we'll set up for our first pose, which is that tree pose. So we'll come back onto our mat here. You can just gently roll yourself down. And there's a couple different variations you can do here to support for your tree pose. So you can extend your feet long. And we'll start with that right leg. So just like in a standing tree pose, you can inhale and lift that right foot so that it's placed on the mat. And then you can let that right knee drop off to the side. Now, a few options here. You can use that bolster and let your knee rest against the bolster. You could also rest it against a block. And the block is nice because it's got 3 different heights here, so you can kind of choose which one works the best for you. I'm going to use a block today, I think. So I'm going to shift my bolster out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm going to put it, for me, I want a little bit more hip opening, so I'm going to put it on its lowest height. But remember, you can put it on medium, you can put it on the high height. You can use that blanket too, if that feels like it would be more supportive. And then your right foot can come to the inside of that left leg, or it can come down to the left shin. So just like in a standing tree, you can pick whatever variation is working for your body today. And then your hands can come off to the side. If it feels good and you want to stretch your arms overhead like you would in a standing position, you're welcome to do that too, but only do that if you can get really relaxed there. Another option is to place your hands on your body, maybe one hand on your abdomen, one hand on your chest. So find the version of this that works for you and see if there's a way where you can make yourself 10% more comfortable here. And as a reminder, in our restorative classes, we hold fewer poses for a longer time. So we'll be in this for about 5 minutes. And if at any point you need to adjust, you need to remove or add props to make yourself more comfortable, please do that. See if you can relax your face a little here. Unfurrow your brow. Unstick the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Soften your jaw. Imagine all the little muscles in your face relaxing, almost melting. And find your breath here, if that's helpful for you. You can pay attention to your inhales and your exhales. Again, not changing them unless you want to, unless you're ready to sort of get a little deeper. But just bringing some awareness. This is my inhale. This is my exhale. And on your next inhale, you can start to bring some awareness back into this space. You can place your right hand underneath that right knee and gently lift it up. You can walk that foot to the center of your mat and then extend it long. And just pause here for a moment with both legs extended, maybe both arms extend. If you are using a prop on that right side, you can grab it and shift it over to the left. If you need to move things out of the way, I invite you to do that. And then we'll set up for the same thing on the opposite side, doing that restorative supine tree on the left this time. So Inhaling, bringing our left foot to the mat. And then on our exhale, letting that knee drop open to the left any amount, even if it just comes an inch or so, that is completely fine. And then you can adjust here. This side is a little bit different from my other side, which is very normal and very common, so I'm going to actually adjust my block to be a little bit higher here to give me a little bit more support. And then bringing the bottom of the left foot this time to the inside of the right thigh or the inside of the right shin. That just sort of depends on your personal preference there. And remember again that you could use a bolster as support underneath that knee as well. So just take whatever version of this is calling to you today, and feel free to get creative with your props. If you want to add the blanket on top of the bolster, if you'd like to take the blanket and release it across your hips as a little extra grounding, that's an option too. I like to have mine under my head a little bit here to just offer a little bit more support and cushion, but it's really up to you. So find a version of this that allows for maximum comfort, that's going to really allow your body to melt into this pose. And again, your arms can be by your side, maybe your palms lift up towards the ceiling. If having your hands on your body was helpful last time, maybe that felt grounding or comforting, you're welcome to do that again. Maybe you swap your hands, so whichever one was on the abdomen last time maybe is on the heart, whichever was on the heart is maybe on the abdomen. I think it was this way. And then as you settle in to this pose here, remind yourself that it's okay to adjust at any point to make yourself more comfortable, even if that means adding or removing a prop. And you can keep your eyes closed here if that feels comfortable, or you can always softly gaze down the tip of your nose, maybe picking a drishti or a focus point somewhere in your space. And maybe you do a quick body scan here, going from your feet up to your legs, past your hips and your torso, and your chest and your shoulders, your fingers, hands, arms, neck, head, and just check in and see if you're holding any tension anywhere. If there's anywhere you need to release. And if there is, how can you use this pose? How can you use the props around you to create a little bit more space and to release any of that tension you may still be holding? If your mind has wandered away and has started planning or listing or organizing, gently bring it back. If it feels comfortable, you can return your awareness to your breath. This is my inhale. This is my exhale. And offering more space for you to just be in this now moment. On your mat, feeling the points of contact, the parts of your body that are rooted into the earth. And the awareness you can bring to how you're feeling, how you're doing, how you're breathing. And on your next inhale, you can place your left hand on the outside of that left leg and then gently draw it up and extend that long. Pausing for a moment here, seeing if you feel any difference in your legs, in your hips. And then we'll set up for our final pose, which will also stay in for Shavasana. So you're going to take our 2 blocks, and then if you want, you can slowly and gently roll yourself up a bit here so we can set it up. We're going to create a Stonehenge. So you can put your 2 blocks on your highest height, and then take your bolster and rest it over the top. And then we'll just come back down to the mat here. You might want to scoot your hips up a little closer to the bolster so that you can rest your legs on top of this shape. And you might need to adjust a little bit if you want to add a little bit more height. If you want to add, again, a blanket here too, that'll lift your legs up a little higher. And then this is a version of legs up the wall or a version of legs on a chair. It's just a nice little inversion here that'll help us close out our practice. So you're welcome to stay here for Shavasana 2. If you'd like to adjust out of this, if this just isn't working for you today and you'd rather take a traditional Shavasana, you are welcome to do that as well. But wherever you are, inhale. And on your exhale, see if you can release into this pose, feeling yourself melt down, feeling the support of your props, knowing that they'll keep you upright, slowing down any movements in your face, any micro movements even in your eyes. Palms can turn upwards towards the sky. Feel free to adjust at any point, to add or remove props. If you want to take that blanket and drape it over your hips for some grounding, you could take that blanket and even wrap it around your feet. Do whatever you need to do here to create a comfortable resting spot for you to integrate your body and your mind in this Shavasana. And if you're holding on anywhere else, now is the time to let go. If you can stay in this Shavasana for a little bit longer, another 5 or even 10 minutes, I invite you to do that. But if you need to come out of this now, you can slowly start to bring some movement back into your fingers and your toes, maybe wiggling them, maybe taking a stretch. If your legs happen to be on that Stonehenge shape, you can very carefully lift them off and roll over to either side of the mat, gently pressing a palm into the floor to lift yourself back up into a comfortable seated position. And then we'll take one last breath together, inhaling our arms up as high as feels comfortable, and exhaling, drawing our hands down to heart center, offering a note of gratitude for coming to our mat today. Bowing to seal in our practice. And if you'd like to dedicate this practice to someone, whether it be yourself or someone else, I invite you to do that now. Remembering that anything you want or need is right here within. You just have to look for it. Thank you. I'm Toga, and be well.